back to another episode here on Hall Family Farms. You may be wondering why I'm not in front of the Hall Family Farms greenhouse. Well, that's because I'm sitting on a bench here in downtown Suffolk, Virginia, which is one of the disputed peanut capitals of the world. And with this being our 75th video, and it being a special video, I thought I'd bring you to one of the disputed capitals for peanuts, Suffolk, Virginia. And Planters Peanuts is headquartered, I believe, in this city. We're going to try to find their headquarters, but I thought I'd bring you over here and get a picture with Mr. Peanut himself here. There he is in all his glory. The lighting's not very good, but I found the statue for Mr. Peanut. All right, guys, and we just found a parking spot. We're going to walk over and see if the Planter Peanut Center is open. So come along with me and we'll see what we can see. So you're probably wondering, maybe even scratching your head a little bit as to why I decided to take you along with me on a road trip to Suffolk, Virginia to seek out the statue of the famous Mr. Peanut of Planters Peanuts and seek out Planters Peanuts headquarters, which you'll see a picture right here. What was that all about? And what does that have to do with Hall Family Farms and farming and gardening? Well, it has everything to do with farming here in Virginia. In fact, peanuts are one of the 4 major crops that farmers grow here in South Central Virginia. They grow peanuts, they grow corn, they grow soybeans, and they grow cotton. So it has everything to do with Virginia farming and agriculture. And that really is what today's project here on Hall Family Farms is all about. It's about our efforts in trying to grow peanuts here on Hall Family Farms. So before we get to the video footage and we roll that so that you can see today's project, I wanted to kind of let you know the reason for seeking out the statue of Mr. Peanut. So our investigative department discovered that in 1916, the Planters Peanut and Chocolate Company decided to run a contest, a nationwide contest, to have people submit drawings of what they thought the character should be to represent their company as their trademark. And so it just so happens that in Suffolk, Virginia, there was a young American-Italian boy who submitted the winning sketches for the Mr. Peanut character, and that earned him a whopping $5 back in 1916 for winning that contest. And if you are ever in Washington, D.C. and you visit the Smithsonian Institute and you go to the American History Museum, you'll find the original sketches that that young boy drew, and his name was Antonio Gentili, I believe. I hope I didn't butcher up his name too badly, but I believe it was Antonio Gentili. And so Suffolk is the home of the origins of the Mr. Peanut character. So with that being said, we also stopped off at Wakefield, Virginia to visit the famous Virginia Diner to pick up the famous double-dipped milk chocolate peanuts. So that was the other reason. And it is one of the, quote, disputed capitals for peanuts in the world. So I also discovered, and I don't have a picture to show you, but I did discover along my way that there was a highway historical sign or marker marking the area where the first peanuts were grown in the United States. It wasn't very far from the Virginia diner. So with that being said, we're going to roll the video footage. I hope you enjoy today's episode and our little road trip to Suffolk and Wakefield, Virginia, and I'm going to hold you in suspense, and you'll have to watch this project through its duration to find out the outcome. But I must say it was an enjoyable experience, and we do plan to grow peanuts or attempt to grow peanuts again next year in 2021. So be on the lookout for that. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy this project and take care. Well, hey there! Welcome back to another exciting episode here on Hall Family Farms. It's getting late, so we're going to have to make this project kind of short, and we may have to do it in stages, but I live here in Central Virginia. I'm about a half hour away from the peanut capital of the world, which is Wakefield, Virginia. And so it got me to thinking, our farm would not be complete unless we tried to grow some Virginia peanuts. So that's what this project's all about. I went to my local grocery stores, Kroger's, and saw that they have raw peanuts in the store. So I bought a bag. This is exactly 1 pound of peanuts. We're going to crack these open. We're going to put them in this bowl, fill this bowl with water, let them soak for probably about 2 days until they pre-germinate or germinate, and then we're going to plant them in our garden. And hopefully we should have enough to plant maybe a row or two. So, and I think we'll have just enough time to reap a harvest come October. The information that I have received from the Research and Development Department here on Hall Family Farms indicates it takes about 85 to 90 days for peanuts to go from germination to harvest. So we are at the end of July. This is July 25th, Sunday. It's humid. It's very, very humid. So I think we're supposed to get a rain shower tomorrow. So anyway, we're going to be pushing our luck, but we're going to give this a try. So I'm going to start cracking. Okay, and if you have never eaten peanuts before, let me show you what these things look like. I don't know if that shows up here on the camera, but that's what these peanuts look like. So all we're going to do is put these in the bowl and give them a good soak. Well, hey there, welcome back to another episode here on Hall Family Farms. Today is Tuesday, the 27th of July, and we are going to see what kind of progress we've made with trying to germinate our raw peanuts that we purchased from our local grocery store, Kroger's. So I'm going to bring the camera in so you can get a closer look here. Okay, so we've had our raw peanuts covered and soaking for the last 2 days. Let's see what we have here. It's kind of windy. Let me set these aside. We've got our strainer here. I think we've got some that germinated. Let's see. I'm going to move the camera just a little bit. We're going to not waste any of this water here, I'm gonna put it over here on the strawberries. Got a strawberry plant right here that probably benefits from some peanut water. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. Just pour them out real nice and slow. Alright, welcome back to another episode here on Hall Family Farms. Today is September the 26th, I believe. I have to double check my date. It's what happens, I guess, when you're retired. Every day kind of runs together. But I wanted to give you a quick update on how our peanuts are doing here. So we didn't quite have the germination rate that we were hoping for. I was hoping to have actually 2 rows. We wound up with 1 row, and it's kind of spotty, but this is probably the best plant of the bunch, and it's already been flowering and putting on a lot of growth here. So you'll see we've got 1, 2, and then we skip here, 3, 4, 5, 6, we skip a little bit here, they just didn't germinate, 7, so we wound up I think with 8 plants all told, and so hopefully we've still got enough growing season here going into the fall that we'll be able to get a harvest of peanuts. We'll keep you updated on how we do with our peanut crop. It was an experiment, you know. I bought a bag of raw peanuts that were in the shell, and so thought we'd give it a try. And we're located in Zone 7B here in South Central Virginia. Our latitude is 37.03. So, with that being said, we will let you go, and we'll bring you back when we have something else to show you here. Well, hey there, welcome back to another episode here on Hall Family Farms. I'm so glad you could be with us. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of November 2021, and we've got a beauty of a day. It's about 75 degrees. We've got a little bit of a breeze, and but it's not too warm that I can't get away with wearing my sweatshirt today. So we live in South Central Virginia, in case you're not a follower, and we would love to have you as a follower of our channel if you're not already subscribed. But we live in South Central Virginia, latitude 37.03 degrees latitude, and we're in U.S. Agricultural Growing Zone 7B. And so today's project is kind of a continuation, if you will, of a big project that we started way back in early to mid-July. And it's a project that I felt like we really needed to try, because I do live in South Central Virginia, and I live just about maybe 20-25 miles away from what is known as the peanut capital of the world, Wakefield, Virginia. So I thought, if I live here and I'm starting my homestead and growing a garden, why not try to plant some peanuts? I live here in Virginia, so let's give it a try. So you're going to see this project throughout the whole continuum, so from the very beginning all the way through. And so today's objective is to actually lift the peanut plants out of the ground, see whether or not we have any peanuts. We're going to flip the plants over if we do have peanuts, so that the sun will kind of dry them out. And so that's kind of the process. We've got a couple days here where it's going to be in the 70s. So I want to do that today. and let them dry all day tomorrow. We're supposed to have a really nice day tomorrow and into Friday, and then we'll pick up with probably another video and show you the next step in this whole process from beginning to end. So we're going to take a walk out to the garden now and see what these plants look like. I know that they are probably no longer living because we've had 3 pretty cold nights where we've had severe, what I would call killing frosts down in the upper 20s, and so I haven't been out there today yet, so you're gonna see it when I see it, but I feel pretty certain that they are no longer growing. So now is the time to see whether or not these plants produced peanuts from those raw peanuts that I purchased at my local Kroger's grocery store back in early July, or maybe it might have even been late June. So let's take a walk out there. I've got my potato fork here, so we're going to lift the plants out as gently as we can and keep our fingers crossed that we have something underneath the ground. So come on, if you need to take that break, now might be a good time. If you need to go and use the restroom or refill your cup with coffee or whatever beverage you drink, and come join us. We'll be right back. Okay, so before we actually get to our destination where the peanuts are in the ground in our garden, I thought I'd show you. I still have 2 more watermelon left. Today is the 17th of November. We'll probably take one of these in and cut it open and see what this looks like. These are the seeded variety called Charleston Gray. It's an heirloom watermelon. We've actually got a couple more laying here, which you'll see as we go to our destination where the peanuts are. So let's take that walk now. Okay, and you can see our corn is all done here. We're going to have to take some time here to get this all cleaned up. We've got some watermelon. We got to clean up, straighten up our plastic, get that ready for the watermelon season next spring. Okay, so first glance, you can see the frost that we had. It just took out our green peppers. There might be a couple actually here. Yeah, we've got a couple here that might be harvestable. That looks like a decent one. I'll set that aside. So we'll probably get a couple more out of here. So, but boy, a lot went to waste. I wish that I had the time to actually get these harvested before that happened. Okay. As you can see, oh, there's another nice green pepper we can harvest. I'll set that over there. Actually, there's a couple. All right, so here's what we're here for. This is a peanut plant, and the frost has definitely killed it back. So I don't know. We're gonna see what we have here. This is the biggest of them all. I think I had 8 plants in total here. So let's see what we've got here. Oh, let me bring you in closer. I think we have success. Okay, this is exciting. Look at this. Ugh. We have peanuts. Look at that. All right, let me zoom it back out a little bit here. All right, let's take a look at this. Look at this. We'll move some of the dirt here. So this is the root of this one plant, and you can see how the peanuts, how they grow from where the flower is. They send down this little, I don't know if you call that a vine, from the flower. In fact, from this flower right here, you can see it sent down two, and we have two peanuts. Now they need to dry, they're very soft here, but look at that. Okay, I don't know how many we have here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I don't know, I'll have to wait. I don't want to count them and then get it wrong. So, but we're going to turn this over and let that dry in the sun tomorrow. So I'm going to lay that there. Oh, sorry about that. Let me back up here a little bit where you can see what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so we'll just let that dry right there. Now it looks like, to me, we've got maybe another peanut here. Let's see. Yeah, we do. Look at that. All right. Let me bring this in for a closer view here. So if you look at the anatomy of a peanut plant, so this started from one peanut. I don't know if that's the peanut there, but it grew from one little peanut, developed not a very big root system, and then it grew out its green leaves. It looks like they have 4 leaves, and then there's a flower that develops, and you'll see that in the earlier part of this project. So this little plant, we can count it. So let's see. And most peanuts have 2 peanuts in it, but we're going to count that as 1 right now. So 1, 2, 3. There's a little bitty one. So it looks like 4 on this one plant. Now we planted them probably later in the season than the farmers do around here, but we did get a harvest. It takes approximately 90 to 95 days to produce. All right, so I'm just going to go and flip over these other plants here. Here's our next one. All right. Okay. Now these got a little bit more shape because of our hardy hibiscus plants that we have here. But this one has, looks like maybe 3. So probably if we'd got these planted in maybe late May, early June, we would have probably as many or maybe even more than what was on that first plant, which was right here, which gets the maximum amount of sun. Actually, we got, looks like 4 here. So 4, I'm going to let that sit there. Don't think we have anything else there. Alright. Now this one may not have anything. You can see here it's just 2 vines, but let's take a look at it. Oh, I'm wrong. Looks like we got something here. One little baby one. So you can see, let me bring this in and show you. You can see we definitely would have had more success had we started this plant earlier. This one really didn't get the chance to develop as much as that first one. We have one little, I don't even know if that's going to even be edible, but we'll set that there with the others to dry off here. Here's another one. Probably not going to have anything here, but we'll pull it up and see. Oh, I'm wrong. Look at that. Got one. We'll set that there. Now this one did really nicely. Look at that. I don't know if... Okay, so you can see, wow, look at that one. I think that's got 3 nuts in it right there. That one right there. Pretty nice. All right, we'll set that there to dry. Alright, we didn't get anything on this one. Again, I just think we ran out of growing time. It looks like it was getting ready to send some little vines down in the ground. Okay. Got a couple here on this one here. Got at least 2 viable ones, and see there were more developing. And the other thing, maybe if I had fertilized these plants, I didn't fertilize them one bit. Did not add a thing to them. Again, you can see here another small plant. We got 1 peanut here. So we're going to lay him right here with the others to dry out. Okay, this is the last of our big peanut harvest here. So this plant has 2. Look, it was getting ready to send out another one here. I don't know if you can see that little shoot. Actually, here's another one. So we didn't get them planted early enough. So next year, and I do plan to do this again. Look, here's another stem growing down. It wasn't long enough. These plants, if you were here in Virginia and saw the peanut fields, these plants get monstrous, probably maybe upwards of 3 foot in diameter. You can see this is, maybe a little more than 12 inches. So, but I'm pleased. Okay, so to summarize this phase of our peanut project, I started with 8 plants from 8 individual peanuts, and I didn't fertilize them. I didn't really even give them water. They just got water whenever it rained, which was not that often actually. We had kind of a dry summer compared to other summers that we've had here in South Central Virginia. So considering I didn't fertilize, I didn't water them regularly, and I planted them in, I think, either early or mid-July, maybe even late July. And it takes, anywhere from 90 to, let's just say 100 days for these things to go from germination all the way through to harvest. If we hadn't had these frosts, they'd probably still be growing, and we'd probably have more peanuts than we have. But overall, I think this was a success. Again, it was an experiment. It was a kind of a late thought as I was planting my garden, which most of it was late. And so we're trying to get the timing down of, when to plant things. Again, I'm a novice. We're learning here as we go. But I consider this as a success. We've probably more than quadrupled our harvest here from what we planted and what grew. So of the 8 individual peanuts, you know, just on probably almost this plant alone, we've equaled what we planted, and then we've got much more on this larger plant and this plant here. So I'll give you the final count. We're going to let these dry out the rest of this afternoon and all day tomorrow, and then we'll probably, you know, pluck them off the plants on Friday, and then we'll count and see what we ultimately end up with. Well, hey there, welcome back to another episode here on Hall Family Farms. We're so glad you could join us. Today is Saturday, November 20th. We've got a very cool morning here, and so I'm interested to see what our overnight temperature was. I'm guessing we're in the mid to upper 40s right now, thus the winter coat here. And I would highly recommend, if you work outside, hunters seem to know what's important, and being warm is important on a cold day. So I'm not a hunter, but I did purchase this because I knew that it's important to keep warm on cold days like this. So come on in and join me here. Ooh, you can feel the heat, the warmth coming from inside. Let me roll up our screen here. Wow, it's fogging up my glasses. It's so warm inside here. All right, let's just see how warm it is. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to come around the back of the camera here. So the current outdoor temperature, which is the top number, is 49 degrees Fahrenheit with 49% humidity. Indoor temperature 94 degrees right now, a balmy 94 with 44% humidity. All right, now let me see if I can show you the overnight low here. I can find the arrow button. Okay, overnight outside 22 degrees. Let me get it back there. 24% humidity. Indoor 40 degrees. 12% humidity. Okay. The high indoor this morning was 96. It's dropped 3 degrees since I have it outside. So anyway, it's just kind of interesting to keep eye on it. So what is that? 18 degrees warmer inside overnight. And that's probably our coldest night so far, 22 degrees. So the little space heater we have seems to be doing its job, keeping things warm. So you're probably guessing what our project is today. Well, we've got a number of projects, but I want to finish our special project here. Hopefully we can try to finish this up. Maybe not today, but I'm going to take you back over to our table outside. Okay, you're probably wondering what's in this white garbage bag. Well, if you'll recall, we dug our peanut plants and we flipped them over so that the sun could dry them out. Well, that evening it was calling for a shower, a rain shower overnight, so I decided to go ahead and bag up the plants to keep them dry, and then I'd bring them back out in the sun to finish their curing process. So let's get them out here on our table, and we'll let these finish the curing process here. Okay. Let me bring you in for a little closer view. Okay, now that we've got you in closer, you can kind of get a better idea what these peanuts look like, and see, you can see they're just about ready to pick. I think I'm going to let them set out here for a little bit longer in the sun to finish drying. But I think that's really cool. This is a very cool plant. So let's talk a little bit more about these peanuts. So some people might know them by other common names, not just peanut, but in other places they're referred to as a ground nut because they grow in the ground. Some people refer to them as goobers. Some refer to them as pindar or monkey nuts, which is a common name that peanuts are given in the UK, the United Kingdom. They're pretty cool in that they're not only in high demand at ball games, particularly baseball games, but restaurants love the oil that peanuts produce when they're pressed. Peanut oil is used a lot in the restaurant industry for frying French fries and other types of food that you might purchase at a restaurant. You might be curious, how many peanuts are grown annually throughout the world? So the world annual production of shelled peanuts was 44 million tons in 2016. And as you might imagine, the U.S. is no longer the leader in the world for peanut production. That honor goes to none other than China. China now produces 38% of the world's total of peanuts. Peanuts are kind of atypical in that they do grow underground, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, that, and let me see if I can give you an example here. I don't know if this would be the best example, but I went through it the other day. So when you plant the single peanut, it produces roots and the branches with the leaves, and then it produces a flower. When that flower is pollinated by a pollinator, such as a bee or butterfly perhaps, then it sends out this little, I guess, vine or shoot that goes down and touches the ground, and then the actual shell and nuts inside the shell are developed underground. So it's kind of a cool thing. The branch is actually kind of laid down on the surface of the ground, and then once the flower is pollinated, they send these little viney structures here down to where the nuts are. So it's pretty cool, actually, how they grow. It's very fascinating. So obviously there are a lot of people throughout the world that are allergic to peanuts, so not everyone can eat peanuts or peanut butter or any other type of food that might be made or contain peanuts. Let's see, what are some other interesting facts? So one of the reasons why farmers like planting peanuts, and of course with farming, particularly major farming, but even on a smaller scale, there's this idea about rotating crops periodically, so that you're getting different varieties of plant vegetation in the soil. And some of these plants that are grown are nitrogen fixing, meaning that they will develop a bacteria that's nitrogen fixing or binds the nitrogen in the ground through the root nodules. And that's really important because all plants require nitrogen, some more so than others. So it's a very valuable crop for farmers, and that's why farmers like to plant this in their rotation. So if they plant corn one year, then soybeans, then they'll plant peanuts in there to kind of recapture a lot of that nitrogen that may have been consumed during the previous growing season with corn or with some other crop that they might be growing. Okay, welcome back here. We're gonna go ahead and remove our peanuts, and got my little scissors here. So let's see how many we got. Let's start with our smallest plant here. So it looks like this one has just one peanut on it. Alright, let's go to this one. Oh, we see. I don't know about that one. I don't think these were developed enough. We'll go ahead and cut it. It might need a little bit more to dry there a little bit. The shell seems still a little soft. Okay. Tool up here. See if I can bring this in a little bit closer. So this is our final outcome. I don't know, I know it doesn't look like much, but for 8 individual peanuts and growing them late July, not bad. Let me actually count them here. I'm not sure whether to count this one or not. It might have one bean in it. It might have one peanut in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and this is by far the largest. It has 3 nuts in it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's what we have from 8 little peanuts. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed this special edition of Hall Family Farms concerning peanuts, and if you enjoyed this video, we'd love to have you give us a click on that thumbs up button to let us know that you enjoyed this video, and you're also welcome to leave a comment below, as long as it's positive or constructive, or if you have a thought or an idea of something you'd like for us to try here on Hall Family Farms, that would be great. If you're not already a subscriber, we'd love to have you be a subscriber and a part of our family here. And so it doesn't cost you a thing. It's free. It's not like magazines or other forms of subscriptions where you have a subscription fee. It is completely free of charge through Google and YouTube. So, and if you click that notification bell, they will notify you every time we upload new content to our channel. With that being said, we hope you pray that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family, and please be safe out there, and until the next video, please take care, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.